Only one of Miyazaki's movies made him say, "It is indeed pathetic." Studio Ghibli has had a long and storied history of creating some of the best anime movies imaginable, and their latest release, The Boy and the Heron, definitely qualifies as one of them. However, the film's director, the legendary Hayao Miyazaki, was left feeling pathetic as he approached the film, due largely to his age. Hayao Miyazaki has been a massive figure in the anime industry for decades now, beginning his anime directing career back in 1979 with the beloved classic, Lupin III, Castle of Cagliostro. Miyazaki soon went on to found Studio Ghibli, who made a splash with their first release, Laputa, Castle in the Sky, in 1986. Ghibli became a household name in the coming years as they continued to produce quality film after quality film. However, as the decades went on, Miyazaki began to become tired and officially retired from filmmaking in 2013, only to return for The Boy and the Heron in 2023. In the new art book, The Art of the Boy and the Heron, some memos which were sent around internally at Studio Ghibli are included, which shine a light onto Miyazaki's thought process as he considered directing one more time. The memo, dated July 1, 2016, speculates on whether it would even be a good idea to begin another feature film project. Miyazaki says that it is indeed pathetic for a man who has announced to the world that he is done, citing his age as the reason to push his luck once more. Even at this early stage, though, the desire to make another movie is clearly strong. Miyazaki contemplates all the possibilities of starting a new long-term creative project, such as the chance that he falls ill or dies during production, which would be seen as absolutely tragic and leave Studio Ghibli in a difficult way. He was also concerned about what the world might look like by the time the film was actually released, saying it needed to be either very peaceful or set during wartime. Miyazaki also notes that, even pushing himself extensively, it would take a lot longer to make this movie at his current age than it would have several decades ago. He was also concerned about what the world might look like by the time the film was actually released, saying it needed to be either very peaceful or set during wartime. Of course, Miyazaki and Ghibli ended up with the wartime film, focusing specifically on late-stage World War II-era Japan. For a world that was just emerging from the time of COVID into a new, post-pandemic era, the themes of transition and change that can't be fought against were particularly resonant, and The Boy and the Heron was a success both in Japan and abroad. The film even won an Oscar for Best Animated Picture in 2024, among countless other awards. Hayao Miyazaki may have feared the world would see him as pathetic for returning to the director's chair one last time, but ultimately he proved with his work that age doesn't have to limit one's creative output. Miyazaki is, fundamentally, an artist, and he allows his work to define who he is. To still be putting out such an incredible film at over 80 years old is a testament not only to skill and experience, but also to Miyazaki's extreme care and attention to detail.